Wrightstown police will start enforcing front lawn parking violations. Current village rules ban the parking of vehicles, boats, or other types of equipment in front yards. That means no parking on any grass or unpaved areas, only on driveways and pavement. Officers say violations could lead to warnings or potential tickets. The department says the village ordinance is enforced year-round, but wants to remind folks about the rule to help avoid future fines. Check it back in with Steve.